All right, how's it going today, guys? It is a brand new week of trading. We are getting a little bit of that downside. I'm very excited to kind of talk about today. I hope you guys had a good weekend, a good Saturday, good Sunday. Big shout out to the stream sponsors, guys, of CoinCatch and Breakout Prop. I love CoinCatch. It's where I do a lot of my trading. Like I said, no VPN, no KYC. It's one of the better places to trade, in my opinion. And also Breakout Prop. It really is a way to kind of get an account funded so that you guys don't have to trade with your own funds. You can kind of get an evaluation. Once you pass the evaluation, then depending on your scores, they give you a funded account, so it can be anywhere between like 10,000 all the way up to 200,000. So depending on what you're comfortable with, they do daily payouts as well. So let's just say you do hit a 10K banger trade, well, then you can pull that out and pull it right into your bank account. So shout out to CoinCatch and Breakout Prop. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump right into this. Just looking at NPOC levels, this is what we created last video on Friday with you guys. We created the 1.6 long, and it still is a long, right? You know, this 93527 NPOC level is still something that I'm looking to be longing into. You know, again, did we catch the bottom? Perfect. No, I'm not going to be the person that tries to catch the bottom. If you do, great. Sometimes you can. Shout out to you guys if you do, but you know, for me, that's just not really what I'm focused on. Again, an area to kind of dollar cost average into. So this was the next long entry. We had our next short entry, and I think we also did a long all the way down here at 82,102. Now this is somewhat looking likely, guys. This isn't something that I think we should ignore. Like, I don't think that we're going to get a flush down all the way to this 80K. I think if we do, it's going to be a gift, and we kind of have to be very reactive about it, right? So not that I don't think it's going to happen, but you know, at the end of the day, we prepare for it. We have our long, we have our short, we know where to short next, where to long next. For me, I'm not going to chase the short. You know, I really wanted a little bit higher based off our NPOC setups. I really wanted a little bit higher into this 103,835 to potentially get a short. And literally I missed it by like, 0.87% to get a short filled. So wasn't able to capitalize on the downside that we are currently seeing. But again, no harm, no foul. You're not going to be able to catch every pivot every single time. I've been watching these markets for multiple years. And guys, you just got to understand you're not going to be able to catch everything. But what you can do is you can be reactive, right? Is you can set up game plans for later. You can set up for, you know, the future. It may not mean that you're jumping into a trade right now, but it also means that you're having patience for the better trades that you're waiting for or looking for, right? Nothing has changed on NPOC levels for BTC. ETH is digging into those levels I thought was going to get front run. These are big bid levels for us. We've talked about these a long time. Same with BTC. You know, I wanted a retest of these levels. Again, I have layered bids on Ethereum throughout these. I think I'd go as far as 2,846. So again, finding an area to dollar cost average into, not overthinking it, understanding that these levels are great for just creating a game plan, right? They might not have any significance for a while, like these printed all the way in November of 2024. So not much happened based off these levels, but you know, we've been wanting to long these levels for a while. So now that they're here, yes, it sucks. ETH is down, altcoins are down, everything's down, of course, but we were always willing to accept lower. Now we can start to get some bids filled, right? We are getting into these NPOC levels. The lowest one is 2,846. Sure, I think that it can get run, right? Again, slow price action. Maybe we dig into here and then we can kind of have a move up higher. So again, patience is going to be key, in my opinion, with your trading over the next 2 to 3 months. We're in a long area for ETH. You know, I've been in a long area. You know, I've kind of talked about the range that I was wanting to long. Again, it's digging into the NPOC levels and lower limit. Again, good confluence, good buy zone area. We've talked about this, so I still think it stands. Willing to dollar cost average into Ethereum. Again, I'm down on them, but it doesn't really matter to me because I've always been willing to accept a little bit lower. This whole area is an area that I think that is going to be a good flip on Sol. It's kind of just what we talked about on BTC, where we kind of had that breakout, and it's like, what kind of makes me wonder, does BTC see lower like this because it's so obvious and clean? A 70K retest, like I said, would fucking suck, but that is essentially what we're getting on Sol right now on a high term time frame, because you know, resistance, finally turning into support. And so very basic TA, guys. I'm not trying to overcomplicate these things. It's just something that, you know, you see on like a high term time frame naked chart. Like, there are obvious levels, and sometimes it just takes like zooming out to see them, right? And so I think, again, this is just a good area to be bidding Sol. You know, like we've talked about, this could be, you know, a whole bid within this area. Maybe it digs down into like the 150s, 140s, whatever. Sol on a 30% discount in the midst of a potential bull run is a pretty substantial discount that you don't want to be ignoring. This is a good play. I really like this one. The reason why I like this play is because this one is like a fundamental analysis play. Like, they just created basically the Siri for the Solana phone. But yeah, they basically implemented their Siri of the iPhone into the new Solana phone. So again, I don't have a Solana phone. I'm not very bullish on Solana phones, but I do know that when new tech kind of pops up, if you can get a, you know, decent investment early, that down the road can obviously pay pretty big dividends. So that's currently kind of what I'm watching for on this play. I like this play. It's more more fundamentally driven than it is technically driven. But it does have some really good technicals right now, as we did again break out of a resistance level, and we're kind of just retesting that support level here. And so that's kind of what I'm watching, and I would love for a new retest of the highs on this. I mean, near's great where it is right now. I mean, this has been the level that we wanted. It deviated outside, but it's very clear support resistance level for me. So near looks good. I mean, you can even go down to the 1 day. Yeah, I mean, I would say like this is a decent area to be holding, but like if you're trying to build a position, you could probably be like averaging in here. I like it in this area. Would I full port it right now with your entire portfolio on leverage? Probably not. But I think it's at a good area that you could start building like a spot position on, or like a longer term hold position, that sort of thing. So this is currently like in that same realm to where we were just kind of digging down into this lower limit area, and that's a good area to kind of dollar cost average into, kind of getting into that area to look for on BTC to bid on. And that's kind of like similar to where we were at on XRP. Again, a little bit of hindsight analysis here, but I think that, you know, for me, as of where it is right now, it's kind of like a no buy zone, no trade zone. It's just kind of sitting at median ML. So again, you know, just based off my normal analysis on where I look during current ranges, is I would look for something like this down at that 190, 191 area. Now, do we get it? I don't know. I think that that's a pretty wishful thinking gift, is that is another 22% drop to the downside, but it's not impossible. Like, you got to think, if BTC starts to collapse a little bit here and we start to retest this 82K, the 79K NPOC levels, then this is totally likely, and you could easily get a bid on XRP down at 189. I like BNB. I tried to trade this a couple of times. I was successful, but then also not successful. I think this is just a good longer term hold play for me. I mean, it's actually holding up really fucking well compared to the rest of the markets. Like, you just got to look at it. This is a great chart. So BNB looks amazing. You know, again, still kind of trading around those previous all-time highs of around that 671, but holding, right? It does have room for falling, but I think as of right now, you know, our game plan has kind of been the same. The range stays the same. You know, trade the range until it breaks. You know, we were at the lows, called it really well to retest those highs, and now it's at the highs. You know, for me, this definitely isn't a long play. This is more like, if I am trying to actively trade it, I would probably short this just because it hasn't fallen as much as the rest of the market. And so, you know, for me, a good area to short to and have a target would be like 600. And then depending on how this fluctuated, maybe this is a support level to bounce, depending on how, again, majors and the overall markets are reacting. You know, we can probably get a bounce out of this and break into new all-time highs. Or if weakness is there and we're retesting median ML, then the final target would be, you know, again, a retest of this lower limit. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Shout out to you guys for always being in the Trade with Castillo VIP Telegram. If you guys have any questions about anything with CoinCatch or anything with Breakout Prop, you know, I'm going to be doing some more information on Breakout Prop here coming pretty soon. I'll see you guys over in the Telegram, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.